Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and welcome to the Week in Review, Week 7 for Big Brother. This week has been a very strange week. Um, by the way, just for notation's sake, I am recording this Wednesday night because I have a job fair to go to, so I'm going to be getting ready in the morning for that job fair. So, excuse me, I'm not going to be able to do it like I normally do it. So. And if I do come up on another job, this is what we're more than likely going to do. We're going to be doing things like this, where we do them at the end of the night. So put them in the next morning. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's get right to it. We can talk about so much stuff because a lot of stuff went down since the last time we talked. Last time we talked. It looked like Sam was going in. Sam had dropped some seeds and had done some embellishments of stories to Jackson, and Jackson went back and had told them to Jack, and Jack wasn't really necessarily believing it. He really wasn't necessarily believing it. So last week, the Thursday, he tried to tell Jackson, listen, you're getting your information. This information isn't right. Who are you getting it from? Cat and Cliff. These people are not, doing it right. These guys are lying to you. And Jackson wasn't here, and then Jackson was, and Jackson was talking about, this and that, and then he makes a comment to Jackson that Cat's not going to be sitting around turning back on Holly because, and he goes, they know each other, like know each other outside of the house. And he said that, and they showed that on the TV show Sunday. Actually, Sunday when they showed the clip, they showed that actual conversation because apparently last last Thursday, boy, when the fees went off, all hell broke loose, and it is a shit show. In fact, there was even one point where somebody had put a leak onto the internet, onto YouTube, where it was like 80 minutes of stuff happening within the fights and everything like that. So a lot of stuff went down last week, and we saw it on Sunday's episode, where it was like they're talking, and then the 6 shooters broke down, and it was a shame. It really was a shame. It was a total shame what happened because it didn't need to happen that way. And Jack he's taking the blame and taking the blame on himself, but really that's not he did what he thought was right, and yes, he did do the right thing. Jackson was too focused on trying to split up Jack from Tommy and Chrissy, or Christy, and even Sis, and that's not what he should have done. No, what he should have done was just pull to the side and say, listen, this is what I'm hearing from Sam. Well, we'll keep this in our back pocket, but for right now, just let you know that this is what he said. But that's not what Jackson wanted. Jackson wanted to um, take out Christy, and in all seriousness, he had it right because Christy, who can't keep her mouth shut, she did on many occasions talk about how she was not a fan of Jackson, and how she couldn't stand Jackson, and here's the thing about Christy, she would talk to people that was not in her alliance, and I never got that. I never got that. Like the week that Jackson and Jack were on the block, Cliff had that great. He was evicted, and he had that great comeback victory. And then he put up Jack and Jackson on the block. You know, she was sitting up there, doing her nails, and Jess, who's not in her alliance, And she's talking all that stuff in front of Jess. And it's just it's you don't do that. And then they kick Nick out of the lines, but she's talking to Nick about it. And it's so it really is just it is incredible what what Christy does. So and yeah, she ran her mouth. But some of the things that Sam was saying was not true. You know, and then whatever Sam told Mickey could have ran with it too, so that he needed to try to embellish it, so that he needed to try to embellish it to try to get Jack on his side, and it just wasn't gonna work. Jack was loyal to Christy and Tommy, and that's the way it was. And then the whole big thing happened, and it is just the fight, the breakdown, the 6 shooters. It hurts. It hurts because this was a dominant alliance, and the fact that they had even had that they had even had they were even somehow able to come out of that a couple of weeks ago with Jack and Jackson on the block, and they were to somehow come out of that and still have the 6 intact, and they just flushed it down the toilet. I mean, it is amazing. It is amazing how that just broke down so quickly, and it's a shame. It really is. It's a shame. This was a good dominant alliance, and we should have had a great dominant alliance this year, and it's not like that anymore. So that's unfortunate. So then, so they evict Sam, and actually, I should say they were Jack and Tommy decided to try and turn it and try to flip Cat. Now, because Jackson said that Holly and Cat know each other. There's been like some rumors because apparently they said something like a state, like on day 10, I think it was. They talked about them knowing each other, going to something called Stagecoach. And then again, apparently there was a comment made about shoes. The great internet detectives of of Twitter, they found in Instagram, they found that there is some reason to believe that they do know each other, or at the very least know of each other. They were commenting on each other's Instagram posts and everything like that. Catherine, I think Catherine was saying something, calling her mom or something. So there's a possibility that these two could know each other. And they're just keeping it, and they're just keeping it secret. Now I don't know why, because we let it known. It's been known that not Catherine, that Christy and Tommy know each other. They know each other from Christy dated Tommy's aunt. So they know. So if Holly and Kat do know each other, why don't you just let us in and let us that way? Why are you trying to play it off if that is the case? But I don't know. I think for whatever reason, they tried to flip it on Kat, and Kat was trying to tell everybody, no, this is not true. I don't know. I don't know Holly. I don't know Jackson. And so when it came down to it, they did keep Catherine, and that pushed Catherine away. That puts Catherine away from the other 4. That pushed them away from Sis and Jackson and Tommy, not Jackson, Jack and Tommy and Sis and Christy. So yeah, it's been a shit show. So then we have all of that. Sam gets evicted. And all of a sudden, Jessica wins HOH, and she, she's going after Jack and Nikki, and so she put them up. She then nominated. She then won the veto, and she kept the nominees the same, and it's just been like that. It looks like Jack is going to go home. Um, and here's one thing that I don't get, and something that I can't try to figure out, like why I understand fighting for your life and trying to stay in this game, but Jack, Tommy, Sis, and Christy seem to think that trying to blackmail Kat into voting with them is going to work. I don't understand that. Now here's what they have. Now, one of Jesse's big things with Jackson, not with Jackson, but with Jack, is that he did not come to Jessica when he was trying to flip the votes for Kat. He did not come because he felt that Jessica would tell Kat, and she felt left out, and she says she has felt left out for the longest time. That it's just been that it was an 8 and it was a 9 and it's a 6 and it's whatever, right? Whatever it has been, it is, and she kind of felt left out. Which, while I can understand that, she doesn't need to know. If you're not in their alliance, you don't need to know. She kind of feels to be entitled to know shit, and she doesn't. So that's something that she needs to try to get away from. But that's one of the reasons, right? Because she felt like they didn't tell her about the flip. Well, now they remembered since Kat, because Kat had a breakdown about. Kat had a breakdown. I guess she was, she didn't know. I guess she's having a conflict of interest of what does she want? Does she want to, does she want to do a game move and vote out Jack, or does she want to do personal, get out Mickey, somebody she doesn't particularly like? And Christy had an even thing where Christy was they were in HOH, and Christy told her that if you don't vote out Jackson, then to me I have to think that you do know each other. A very a very kind of strong-armed and manipulative tactic by Christy. So then they remembered yesterday that Kat knew about the flip vote um, to vote out Cliff and keep Nicole. That she knew about it, but she didn't tell Jessica, because she voted along with Jessica to vote out Nicole. So then they're gonna try to use that to blackmail Kat, and it's not going to work. Jack is pretty much gone. Cliff has been playing him like a fiddle. Nick is doing in the middle, but I think Nick is going to vote out Jack as well. I don't know. One part of me says that he's just gonna go with the majority. If Cliff would come to Nick and say, "I'm voting him out," then he would then go ahead and vote. He would again vote out Jackson. But if Cliff says, "I'm sticking with Jack," then he's gonna vote out. He's gonna vote out Jack. That's the way I see it. But yeah. So tomorrow is gonna be a day of first for first jury vote. First jury member is gonna be Jack. So we'll have to wait and see. Is it the smell? Oh God. Okay. So I think it's okay. So yeah, I've got the things on, the live feeds on over here, and one of the things that happened this week is that it was the it was a veto competition where you have to pick your things and everything like that, where you can go through and everything, and it was and it was whatever it was. It was, the fuck am I thinking? Um, yeah, it was the thing where you would do the veto, right? It's the six. It's first six places, and then you do the thing. All six people go. The lowest number is eliminated. They go to pick a thing. The sixth place is the veto, and then there's like punishments and rewards and everything like that. So that's what that was. And Tommy got a punishment for this thing where he's like a rocket. He's dressed as a rocket, and then he has to go to, like, he has to be the BB explorer, and he has to travel at the speed of light, at the speed of sound, and at the speed of smell. Which I have never heard the speed of smell before. But apparently apparently it's god awful. Apparently it is god awful. So and we've been playing it all week. So yeah. Yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much what's gone down this week, y'all. Yeah, I tell you, it is something. Poor sis, she just tripped and fell trying to get away from the smell. Uh, so yeah, it's a big thing that's going on right now. So Jack is going to go home. Um, so we'll see how it goes. This could. And we'll see what happens. I gotta be honest. Yeah, I think I've said this before. I was rooting for the six shooters, and now since there are no more six shooters, I'm still rooting for Tommy and Sis and Christy. But I'd also like to see Nicole do something too. I'd like to see one of those four. I'd like to see one of those four win the game. I think really, I really would like to see. I really would like to see Christy and Tommy and Sis maybe win couple H's in a row. Get some of these other people out of the house. Maybe get a Cat, a Cliff, a Jackson, a Holly, a Jessica out of the house for the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll see what goes from there. And then maybe some other alliances could form. But I think they're gonna have to really need to to step up the game in these next few weeks. Try to I do think they're gonna because this one's going to be in this HOH is going to be is going to be incredible, because if they don't win, one of them are going home without question, because Christy doesn't have a power anymore. A power that expired, and and then let's not forget we got this field trip happening too. So there could be a third nominee. So it necessarily could be all three of them. Christy, Tommy, and Annalise. All three of them could be sitting on the block come next Thursday. So one of them have to win HOH. One of them has to win. So we'll see how that goes. All right, y'all. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you think about what happened this week. Let me know what you've thought. If I've missed anything in my review, anything that you thought was good this week and you thought that was bad this week. Anything you thought that was like great this week. I gotta be honest. I thought yesterday they did a gratitude circle. They haven't done one of those in a long time. They did a gratitude circle, and afterwards, the guy came over the comment said, I want to remind you, house guests, these are the times that you won't forget, or something like that. And everybody started crying. Everybody started to hug. So this is what these show. They talked about this week. They talked about this week. The fact that in past seasons there's been a lot of fighting and other stuff, and that's not, this game is evolved. it doesn't need to be drama filled, and the drama comes from the gameplay, the HOHs, the things like that. It comes from those. It comes from the actual game. It doesn't have to come from fights. There doesn't need to be fights and blow-ups. But I will say this, I do think there will be more blow-ups when Jack go home, because I think if Christy, Tommy, and Sis does get HOH, they're gonna put up. I think they're gonna put up Kat and Holly, and they're gonna bring back up the fact that bring up the fact that they know each other, and they're probably gonna call them out, especially Catherine, for her, in her eviction speech, in her stand-up speech, talking about how she feels, and then they're gonna think that she's a hypocrite for it. So, they're gonna do all of that. All right, that's it for me this week. Make sure you come back here next week for we talk about more Big Brother Weekend Review. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.